Rosa Realty is upending the home buying and selling business with technology and a new business model. Many real estate firms have complicated revenue models, but Rosa's business model helps agents by having multiple revenue streams. So with me is the CEO, Joe Rosa. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Dina Rosa, the Chief Operating Officer, and Peter Goldstein, Capital Markets Advisor to Rosa. So let's start with you, Peter. So what's happening in the IPO markets? I know you were instrumental in helping Rosa take the company public. Just give me a sense of what's going on in the IPO market.
It's an interesting time, Jane. You know, right now there's actually been more IPOs in this quarter, ending in 2024, than the cumulative of the 2 quarters from 2022 and 2023. There were 7 IPOs over $500 million, which is starting to show the activity is picking up again and stimulating new investors and new companies coming in. There's a very long pipeline of companies. Right now, probably about 12 to 15 very large IPOs that are publicly filed, and a number that have not yet publicly filed. So the pipeline looks strong. I think they're waiting for the markets to open up and for more liquidity and more access to capital.
Yeah, and have there been any, one particular IPO that you'd be keeping an eye on, or that is kind of, I don't know, indicative of what we're seeing in the IPO market right now?
I mean, a few that stand out. Rubrik stands out, Astera Labs stands out, but Reddit is the one that I think is really quite interesting. They did a very large IPO, and a part of that was kind of breaking the ice on this deep freeze in the IPO markets. And one of the things that makes that company very unique is their corporate culture. So it's not just their focus on the external and the internal. They have a very strong focus on the human factor. And I think corporate culture stands out also in the way that the company is organizing themselves for the IPO, and then the support that they're getting through the IPO and into the open markets, which is shown very strong. And knowing Joe and Dina, I've had a chance to be around their company and work with them, and I would say that you guys have a very unique culture that you've developed.
Absolutely.
And I'm wondering, Dina, if you might share a little bit about that.
Sure. Culture is everything. In our company, I think it's the difference. We call it the Rosa difference. It's our 3 words, right? Family, passion, growth. We do a lot of different things, like daily. We have wins meetings because we want everyone to celebrate their wins, whether big or small, for the day. And we just make sure that all the events we do, we have our family gathering every year so we can bring the full family. Because I think it's important when you work with people to also get to know their family. So we really, we wake up and go to bed to how can we do more collaborative things within our culture. So it's really that. We care about the people we work with, and I think that's a big thing that makes a difference in our company.
Yeah. Many years ago, I was actually asked by my marketing director as we were getting ready to attend a event where we had to put a big exhibit on and talk about our company and the different things that we have to offer. And he said, okay, so what do you want to have be like the key words behind you? I said, you know what? I want it to be family, passion, and growth. And so I was taught many years ago that people will choose to do business with you not because of what you do, but because of why you do what you do. And I really wanted to put our culture, at the forefront to let folks know why are we different at Rosa.
Yeah. Now, Dina, were you worried at all about going public and all of a sudden, people looking at your book, there's a whole new added pressure about that changing the company culture?
No, I thought it would ignite it, to be honest with you, because everyone is looking. They all have faith in Joe, right? I mean, he's the leader, and they have faith in what he's doing. So I think when he decided to make this big step into going into the public markets, they were excited, and I think that just ignited our passion through the roof. And so, and of course, I was like, let's go, let's do it. And I knew that we had the foundation and the infrastructure to just grow. A lot of times people try and grow, but they don't have the foundation, the infrastructure, which is why things can go wrong. But we already had the culture and the leadership, which was a key foundation, the infrastructure to take it to the next level. So I think it ignited our passion. I was super excited.
Yeah, true story is actually, it was December of 2020. I went live on Facebook, and I announced to all of our agents that we were going to create an opportunity for agent ownership. And I was literally, once I got off that live feed, my phone was just ringing off the hook. I was getting text messages, and everyone was asking, well, how are you going to do this? And I really had no idea, to be honest, but I knew I wanted to go in the direction of finding a path forward to get into the public markets, because I felt that was going to be the best way for us to continue to define what it is to be agent-centric and create as much value as we can to agents. And so I knew it was going to be a huge boost to the company, culture, morale, and everything else, and it really has been since.
And also allow us to do what it's beyond just our family, right? going into the public markets and being able to grow and expand like we want, every single person that's a part of the La Rosa family, we get to get them to next level. And that's where that family passion growth comes in. We help them grow personally, professionally, and financially. And this gives us that ability because they are so loyal and they're so passionate about what we do. This gives us that ability to, it's not just about us, it's about every single person within the La Rosa family.
Yeah. And Peter, let's talk a little bit about your book and what you do and how you advise, in particular, smaller companies to access the capital markets.
And so I wrote a book called The Entrepreneur's IPO. And Joe and Dina are really like my target. They're just an exactly perfect profile of a client where they're committed to going public and they haven't taken this route before. And it's a journey. So the book actually describes from a very practical and really pragmatic perspective what it's like to go through the journey. And that's part of my advisory firm. But I wanted to be able to let entrepreneurs know that there's something possible that they're not aware of. Most people think you need to be a unicorn and you need private equity and venture capital. Well, here's a testament, and I've done many, to say it's just not true. So it's a myth around Wall Street that I'd like to debunk and give access to more companies the ability to come to market when understanding that they can grow and develop as they access capital and liquidity.
Yeah, no, it's really good advice because, like you said, I mean, a lot of people think they'll never be able to IPO, but many companies can do that. So, thank you, Peter. Thank you, Dina. Thank you, Joe, for coming in.
Thank you. All right.